How's it going, everybody? Out here doing a little turkey hunting. I was just up on that ridge where me and Nathan was on that bird the other day. Went up there, did a little calling, waited a while. Didn't hear anything, so I think I'm gonna head over to the other side of the farm and try to strike up a bird over there. Still pretty early. It was about 30 degrees this morning, so still cold. It's first week in the second season, so I'm kind of excited for my fourth and fifth season. Hopefully they'll be a little more fired up than what they are right now. But there is some people having some success. I had my eyes on a bird, been watching, going back and forth to work, and one of my buddies got him this morning. Good job, dude. You know who you are. So we're gonna keep walking around and see what we can do. Alright guys, well, we just got to the other side of the farm and there was a strutter out in the field just strutting around. I didn't see him until I was about 70 yards off the edge. So I just sat up and there was a little clear spot down in this bottom. So I figured I'd just sat here and see what he did for a minute. He just sat there and strutted around. So I called a little bit thinking I could call him right down in this bottom. And when I did, a hen popped up about 30 yards from me, started putting, and they took off. That's the name of the game, guys. I sat there and waited, and he was just standing there strutting around. I didn't know that hen was standing over here in the timber with me. She wasn't far at all, but as soon as I started calling, I heard her putt, and I looked over, and she was just right there, sitting there looking at me, putting around. So they took off. But it's Easter morning, so I'm gonna head home now, go hide some Easter eggs, and better luck next time. See you guys. What's going on, everybody? Today is April 28th, opening day of fourth season here in Illinois. Haven't really been able to turkey hunt a whole lot this year so far. Me and my buddy Nathan were able to get out a few times. Heard a few gobbles out here last time we were out here, but the property that I normally hunt, that's normally loaded with birds, is getting a lot of unwanted attention this year. A lot of people just going out there mushroom hunting and driving their four-wheelers and side-by-sides and stuff, so the birds are not liking that, and you can tell. They're not even gobbling. I haven't seen a tom on that property in quite a while now. So, sounds like the woods are starting to wake up. It's about 5 o'clock. We're gonna get our stuff on and head out to this ridge that I can hear most of the property from. And hopefully we'll hear some gobbles and kind of know where to go. You know, the weather's finally starting to get right. It's about 50 degrees right now, and it got up in the 70s yesterday, so hopefully the birds will want to play. Hoping to get out here and hear some gobbles and try to get on something. Alright guys, just a quick little update. We started the morning right back here behind us, and had a little bitty buck come up and eat like 10 feet in front of me. Came up super close to me and I got to watch him. But I was back, like as soon as I got out of the truck over there, I thought I heard a gobble back here, so I stood up on this ridge out in front of me for the longest time listening, and I didn't hear anything. So I knew the turkey normally hang out over here, so I decided to come set up over here, and again called a little bit, didn't hear a thing. So I went across a few ridges to a big ridge that goes out to a field, and I sat on it, and I called once and I had one gobble. It sounded like he was about 80 yards away. Didn't sound far at all. So I immediately sat down, set up, called a little bit more. He was gobbling, and then he just quieted up. He ended up shutting up, and I didn't hear him for probably a good half hour, and he ended up gobbling again. He ended up going the other way. So we're gonna give him a little rest. We're gonna go to the neighboring property over here. I got a hold of the neighbor last night and he said I can go over there, so we're gonna go over there and see if we can't strike something up. And if we can't, we'll probably end up back over there on that bird that we were on this morning. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm gonna go turkey hunting. What are you doing? Well, doesn't that just suck? Man. Well guys, I'm not hearing any birds. Got all the way over here to the neighbor's property. Just had that dog run up on us. Starting to rain pretty good now. Not really sure what I want to do. I'm gonna just sit and give it a little bit of time and see what happens. I got till 1 o'clock. I don't know whose dog that was. He must have came from a ways away. Kind of weird, but oh well. Let's see what happens. Alright guys, well, that didn't go as planned, but we did see our first gobbler. I couldn't get him on the big camera because by the time I seen him, he was pretty close. I thought he was further than what he was. I thought he was on the other ridge over, but apparently there's a little knob that sticks out between me and the ridge I thought he was on. And to me, it looked like he was about 70 to 80 yards away. Well, after he turned around and took off, I decided to sit there for about 15 minutes. And then I decided I'd kind of head his way, the way I thought he went. Well, I got up and started walking that way. And I got past where I seen him, and I looked back where I was setting up, and it was probably only about 50 yards. But there was a lot of thick stuff through there. About 40, 50 yards. He was in range. But man, as you can see, the woods here in Illinois is getting super thick right now, and that leads to my next part of my hunt. So I walked down where he was. I looked back where I was setting up, and I thought he went a different way. So I started going that way, and I started calling Willie Gobble behind me. So I was like, man, I better get back to where I was, or at least to where I seen him at, which was a really thick spot. So I went back to where I seen him, and I called, and he fired off right there. He was probably 30 yards from me. So I just sat there and waited, and he snuck around me and snuck around one of these big briar patches, and me and him seen each other at the same time, and I couldn't get my gun on him fast enough. And he was literally 10-15 feet away. God, sucks, but that's part of turkey hunting. I didn't bugger him too bad. After that happened, I waited about 20 minutes, and I moved up the ridge a little more, and I called again, and he immediately gobbled not far still. So I don't think he knew what I was, but he was definitely iffy about it. So I just sat up on this ridge and called for maybe 10-15 minutes, and he answered every time. And he's still back there gobbling, but he's heading to a different neighbor's property, and I cannot hunt that property. So we're going to go back to the other side of the farm where I was on that bird this morning, and hopefully he left that hen, and we can get him fired up and not make the same mistake we just made. I thought my hunt was over as soon as I got over here on the neighbor. I sat down and I called a little bit, and as soon as I did, I called in a freaking Brittany dog. Called in a bird dog. It came running up, so I immediately thought the hunt was over. Well, I got him away, and not long after I called again, a gobbler lit up about 80 yards from me. So that's when I went and got set up. I couldn't really get the camera situated. I mean, I got a little bit of film. You can hear him sitting there gobbling at me, but you can't see him. I did not want to move the camera because he would have definitely seen me. So, you know, I mean, look how thick this stuff is I'm hunting in. You can literally be right on top of a bird here and not even know it. So I'm gonna quiet down. My little rant over myself is over. Hopefully I will not make that same mistake again, but I probably will. So we're gonna go to the other side and hopefully get on another bird.